Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about how to create a personal brand. How many people here would like to learn how to create a brand of your own so that you are also able to attract extraordinary success in your life by creating a personal brand for yourself? Everyone quickly type in PB, which means personal brand in the chat window quickly. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of wrong information on YouTube. A lot of people are giving information which is guiding people towards the wrong direction towards personal branding. That is why I wanted to make a video on how to create your personal brand. Now, those of you who are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Mitesh Khatri. I and my wife Indu Khatri, we are law of attraction coaches and authors of this book, The Law of Attraction. Now let's learn about how do you really create a personal brand. Before that, let's understand what is a brand. Everyone tell me in the chat window, what really is a brand as per you? Is brand about being something expensive? Is brand about wearing expensive clothes? What really is a brand? What is your opinion about that? Everyone quickly tell me what is a brand. And I really want to know, what have you learned? What have you understood? What have you experienced? How do you decide what is a brand? How have you decided to be a brand yourself? Let's see what answers we get. Okay. Um, Okay, this is another question about something else. Somebody is typing about Zoom पे link होने में मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा. So right now, Preeti, that's not the right place. Tell me what's a brand, everyone, quickly. Identity. Okay, so brand is an identity, saying Anuswa. Yes, but what is an identity? Brand means who I am. Not really yet. Personification of an identity, beliefs about a product and service. Very good, Rinku. You're very close to it. Very, very close. Let's see what else is a brand. A brand is an image. Okay. Marketing is part of branding. Quality name, the value I offer. Okay, recognition. Okay, now that is why I wanted to make a video on branding, because so much information is a little bit of incomplete here. So let's understand a very scientific educational definition of what is a brand. First of all, brand equals mind share and trust value. Everyone type in the chat window, brand value BV equals MS mindshare and TV trust value. I hope you're going to remember that. Quickly write this down. BV equals MS and TV. What is that? So first of all, what is brand? Brand is mindshare. Mindshare means the more number of people know you, the more you will become a brand. Now that can be positive, that can be negative. You can be a good brand, you can be a bad brand. For an example, Vijay Mallya is also a brand, but right now it's not a great brand. Narayan Murthy is also a brand, but it's an amazing brand which has the word trust connected to it. So, one way of understanding and creating a brand in life is having millions and millions of people knowing you. That is called as mind share. Mind share means what? How you have shares of a particular company. Just like that, when you have somebody's mind share, which means they are thinking about you all the time, they are remembering you all the time. The moment they go in the market and they're like, I want to buy Louis Philippe, or I want to buy United Benetton, or I want to buy Armani, or I want to buy a Mercedes, that's a mind share. People are thinking about you all the time. The more people remember you, that's called as mind share. Correct? Now this can happen positive and negative ways both, but first, are you understanding this? Is this becoming simple and easy to understand? Type in MS Mindshare if you agree. The more people remember us as a mindshare, the more we are becoming a brand. The bigger the mindshare, the bigger the branding. If millions of people know you, that's the level of your branding. If millions and billions of people know you, the bigger your brand. So first is mindshare. Second, trust value, TV. Everyone type in TV. Only having mindshare does not make sense. You can have mindshare in a negative way. We are talking about trust value. How much people trust you. The word trust and then the word value. The more you trust somebody, the more you are willing to pay them for something. For an example, Mercedes as a brand has a lot of mindshare. Everybody's thinking about Mercedes. But at the same time, the trust value is very high. So people are willing to pay very, very high price for that product because they value it. But why do they value it? Because they trust that quality, that this company, if they are charging me so much, they're going to give me that amount of value for that kind of a product. Is that making sense to all of you? Type in yes in the chat window if you're understanding what is branding. Branding equals mind share and trust value. Now, there are two ways which in two steps for reaching a brand experience, whether we are talking about brand mind share and trust value both. Two ways of achieving both of this and becoming a brand. Let's learn what is the first way of becoming a brand. It's called perceived value versus experienced value. Everyone type in the chat window PV versus EV, right? PV means perceived value, EV means experienced value. Now, what is the difference in this? Perceived value means how people perceive you, what people think about you. Experienced value means what people experience with you. Now, let me give you an example of this. Let us say somebody tells you, this is an awesome movie, you must go for this movie. What happens? The perceived value of the movie goes very high. So you pay money, you go to the theater, you take 5 family members with you, you eat that popcorn, and you go to that movie because the perceived value of the movie has gone super high. The company, the movie makers make an extraordinary video, superb trailer, get the best actors in that movie. Perceived value goes up super duper high. But sometimes you go for the movie because of the perceived value. When you come out of the movie, you're like, oh my God, what a flop, what a waste of time and money. Have you had that experience? Type an I in the chat window. If you've ever had this experience where you've got high perception about something, so you went for it, but you felt it was total waste of time and money. Yes, which means what? The product may have had high perceived value, but the experienced value dropped. Now, when does not match the experienced value, trust is gone. Listen to me carefully. When the perceived value and the experienced value does not match, the trust is gone. If the trust is gone, the brand is gone. How many of you agree with me? Type in yes again in the chat window. If the trust is gone, the brand is gone. But why do people lose the trust? People lose the trust because they're only working on one thing all the time. Can anybody tell me between perceived value and experienced value? What are most people working on whenever we talk about creating a brand? Are we talking about usually working on perceived value or are we usually talking about working on experienced value? Tell me quickly, what information do we find all over the internet about how to create a brand? Is it all the information focused on perceived value or most of the information is focused on experienced value? Quickly tell me in the chat window, PV or EV? 99% information that you'll see about how to create a brand is usually focused on one thing, and that is creating a lot of perceived value. Let me give you examples. You will hear a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants telling you if you really want to be a brand, you must wear expensive clothing. महंगे कपड़े पहनो, wear very, very expensive clothes, right? Another thing that people will tell you is buy expensive cars, right? You must have a Ferrari, you must have a Mercedes, you must have an Audi, you must have a BMW, you must have this car, you must have Rolls Royce. The more cars you have, the more people will follow you. Okay, expensive jewelry, a lot of expensive jewelry. They say wear expensive jewelry, wear diamonds. The more expensive jewelry you're wearing, the more expensive shoes you're wearing. Nowadays they treat shoes and bags like jewelry, right? So wear expensive jewelry, people will value you, people will perceive you high, and then people will trust you high. But think about it, all these are strategies for perceived value, not experienced value. Which means, is it possible that somebody may wear expensive clothes, expensive cars, expensive jewelry, and create a very high perceived value? No doubt about it. But when you meet them sometimes, is it possible that you may feel the experienced value does not match? Is that making sense to you? Type an MS making sense in the chat window. When people lose that experienced value, people lose the trust. Another thing people say is spend a lot of money on expensive homes. Buy big homes. Buy a 5 BHK house. Buy a bungalow. Buy the most expensive bungalow in the most expensive area of life. So everybody's running behind these things because they want to create a perceived value. Now, last part, they want millions of followers nowadays. Nothing wrong with that. But these are strategies to take care of your perceived value, not your experienced value. The problem is this: if you create perceived value first, and if the experienced value does not match, boom, your brand will crash in one day and it'll be very, very dangerous. So in MBA, in marketing, there is a saying: if you do too much advertising and marketing of a bad product, it's the worst thing that you can do in life. Okay. So never focus on perceived value first when we talk about branding. A lot of people, when they come to me to learn money workshop on law of attraction, they say, Mitesh, how do I make more money? How do I make sure that I have the best possible website, the best possible looking business card, the best possible looking car? No, you're focusing on the wrong direction. All that is perceived value. We will focus on all of that. And don't get me wrong, I love cars, I love expensive clothes, I love all of that. But don't focus on perceived value first. Focus on creating experienced value first. Everyone type in EV in the chat window if you agree that we all should first focus on experienced value. Now, how do you focus on experienced value? This is my suggestion. If you focus on experienced value first and then focus on perceived value, you will not only have mind share, you will also have trust value. And because of that, you will become a brand that people will remember you. Okay, I'll give you my example. When I started my training and coaching business, I started without a website. I didn't even have a business card in the beginning. Okay, when I went to my first corporate training 17 years ago for the first time, I went on a scooty. That's right, I went on a scooty. A lot of people tell me, Mitesh, you should wear a tie, you should wear a jacket, you should have the same color every single day. Well, that can be true to some extent, but that's all about perceived value, not experienced value. The experienced value is about the value that I give to you in the video, not about what I'm wearing. It's not about the color that I wear every day. It's not about the jacket that I wear every day. It's not about, is my background looking amazing? It's not about the animation being amazing. Can I give you authentic value? Can I give you genuine value? That is focusing on experienced value. So if you would like to learn from me what is experienced value, everyone quickly give me a quick thumbs up on the video below. There's a thumbs up sign in YouTube. The more you give it a thumbs up, the more people are able to learn this information. So now let's learn, how do you have experienced value? In order to have experienced value, instead of focusing on these 5 things first, my suggestion, focus on these 5 things. First, genuine product. Everyone type in GP, genuine product. Point number one, always focus on giving genuine product to people. If your product is not genuine, you may spread the message of your product to millions of people in the world, but the moment millions of people know about you, and if the experienced value does not match like a genuine product, your brand value will crash. Boom. You don't want to do that. So, what do you do? First, work on a genuine product. Now, if you don't have a genuine product, which means you're not a product company, then what do you do? Focus on some kind of genuine service. Like, I'm not in the product business, I'm in the service business. My business is training, coaching, online courses. Give genuine service to people. Now, some of you will say, I am giving genuine product, I am giving genuine service, but I'm not able to spread my business. Okay, here's the next point to create your brand: add free value. That's right, add some free value to people's life first. Listen, focus on trust value first. Mind share will come automatically. Focus on experienced value first. Perceived value will come automatically. Okay? Add a lot of free value to people's life so that they can experience who you are. I'll give you an example. You will observe that there are some ice cream shops. They're not running. They're new ice cream parlors and they're not doing business, right? Then there's another ice cream shop right next to it, which is doing amazing business. Why? They're saying, come to the ice cream parlor. You don't have to buy anything. Taste the ice cream first. Have you seen international companies brought this culture to our country? They said, experience the product first. Add free value, Babak. Why? The focus is not about free value. The focus is about gaining trust. Everyone type in gain trust from people first. Then talk about adding value. Then talk about getting money from people. Now you've got a lot of free value that you've added. Now invite people to buy your complete product. Now, when you're asking people to buy a complete product and service, after that, always remember to add 10 times value for the money that you've received. If somebody pays you 15,000 rupees, make sure you add 1.5 lakh rupees worth value to them. If somebody gives you 1 lakh rupees, make sure you're giving them 10 lakh rupees worth value to them. I'll tell you how you should measure that. If somebody, before buying the product, calls your product expensive, no problem. But after buying the product or your service, people should come back to you and say, Sir, this is 10 times more valuable than the money you have taken from me. When your customer says that to you, that the money you've charged me is less, That is when you have given 10x value to people. The problem is most people are focused on adding equal value. If I give you 10 rupees, or if you give me 10 rupees, I'll give you 10 rupees worth value. No, 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 no. If people give you 10 rupees, you should give them 100 rupees worth value. Give them 10 times more value. That is how you gain trust in the market and increase a brand. Making sense? Last point here. Make sure you have a scalable business model. What is a scalable business model? Think about having a business not for a few people, but something that can be done for millions and millions and millions of people. Why? If you don't have a scalable model, millions of followers will never come to you. Or if you suddenly have millions of followers, but if your business model does not have scalability, what will happen? You will not be able to serve people. You will not be able to add value in their life because you're not ready. Your business model is not ready for that kind of model. Again, millions of followers will come, business will crash down, right? Another example, airline company, Vijay Mallya. Now, Vijay Mallya, if you observe, he really tried to have a genuine product, a genuine service, added not free value, but some cheap value, giving people cheap tickets, added maybe even 10 times value. But if you observed, his business model was not scalable. Somehow his business model failed because it was not built in such a way that his model could sustain the amount of money that he was spending versus the amount of followers that he was adding towards his business. Is that making sense? You need to have a scalable model. So think about it. Instead of focusing on these things, if you focused on these things first, would you not be able to gain people's trust initially? Yes or no? If yes, everyone type in trust in the chat window. If you trust me that we should first focus on this rather than focusing on this. Don't focus on immediately going in the market and gathering money. Don't focus on immediately going in the market and spending on expensive clothes, expensive cars, expensive jewelry, expensive homes, trying to spend on advertising to get expensive. Uh, what the word I use here is subscribers, always getting lots of millions of followers. I know a lot of companies who called me and said, Mitesh, we are a social media marketing company. If you give us 1 lakh rupees a month, I can add 1 lakh subscribers to your YouTube or to your Twitter or to something else immediately. I don't want that. Why? Because if you have suddenly so many followers who've not experienced my videos, obviously, right? If suddenly in 1 month, 1 lakh people are going to come, where are they going to come from? Somebody's going to bring them through some other strategy, right? And if they don't experience my value and if the perception does not match my experience, it's going to crash, right? So instead of focusing on here first, focus on here. And I'm telling you, you will be able to create a brand. Don't worry about looking good, worry about creating value for people first. If that is making sense to you, here is what I would like you to do. Hit the like button, share this video with people, subscribe now, and then hit the bell icon so that you are able to get a notification every single time. Every single time I add a video, you're getting a notification from YouTube so that you know what is my next video topic, you know what is my next video timing. As you know, I hardly create video recordings. I'm always coming live on YouTube. Great. So one last time, remember to like, share, subscribe, and bell icon. Most important part. If some of you would like to learn in detail about these kind of concepts about making money, today evening I'm doing a webinar which is on money workshop. How do you use law of attraction to attract money in your life? How do you use law of attraction to have this kind of mindset that helps you make more money in your life? If you're interested in learning more about the money mindset, more about the millionaire's mindset, more about the branding mindset of billionaire kind of people, come and attend this course. I will give you free law of attraction techniques. I will give you free affirmations on how to increase your monthly income. At the end of the course, you have an opportunity to then upgrade yourself to the entire money course if you'd like to. Watch, what am I doing? First, add free value, then talk about inviting people to actual paid course. And even after people joining the paid course, add 10 times value and make sure it's a scalable model. Okay. How many people here are making sure that you are going to watch that entire 2 hours free webinar on how to attract more money in your life? If yes, type in me in the chat window. So I know that you are going to attend today evening, and I know that I will see you during the webinar where I'm going to teach you how to attract more money in your life in this entire 2 hours webinar. But my request is when you attend the webinar, make a lot of notes. Keep a notepad and a pen ready. I teach you some very, very powerful techniques which you should not forget. And that is why make sure that you keep a notepad and a pen ready. Point number two, please make sure that you are absolutely free when you register for this program. You will see the time of the program and you register here. Make sure you're free for the complete 2 hours, very distraction free. You will learn about how do you really use the power of law of attraction to increase your frequency to attract more money. But if you're not undisturbed, and if somebody keeps disturbing you, you won't get complete value from the program. Okay? So make sure you're completely undisturbed, schedule yourself properly, and then register for the time of the workshop. Okay? I'll see you soon in my next video. Do you think I should keep making more videos like these? Do you think I should keep adding more value? Am I able to match my perception with my experienced value in this video? If yes, please type in trust one last time so I know that you can trust me, so that I know that I'm adding value enough to the experienced value of my videos to match the perceived value. If somebody told you, hey, you must listen to Mitesh, that's a perception. But after you came to the video and if you actually got some value, that is experienced value. So I would like to know, did I match your perception value and experienced value? If yes, I am very glad that I was able to. I look forward to adding more value in your life in the next video with another very valuable topic. I'll see you soon. Make sure hit the like button and share this video with as many people as you can, so that the false perception about what is branding, we should remove that, and let's help people focus more on experienced value, more genuine product, genuine service, free value, adding 10 times value, and creating a scalable business model. And also so that we can invite people to this absolutely free webinar for 2 hours where you will learn how to upgrade your money frequency. Okay. See you soon, guys. Bye bye. Thank you so much for coming to our channel one more time. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.